So as I said yesterday, goods and services tax is charged on a whole bunch of things for sale or services that people render, like your plumber or your electrician or whatever, in Australia, and that goes to the government as part of the tax system. The types of questions we'll get are either, this is the bill, how much GST will be added, so I need to find that 10%, or this is the bill including GST, how much GST was charged, what was this before GST was added. So since it's 10%, it's pretty easy, and in fact, finding 10% of an amount is, you divide by 10. I am okay with not seeing the full working on this one. Obviously, if I'm finding 10% of an amount, normally I'd write 10% of 288.50, then I'd do 10 divided by 100 times that. If you're finding 10% of an amount, I'm fine with your working being the amount divided by 10. Sorry about running out of space there. And so of course that's 28.85. It was a word question, so your word answer would be $28.85 was added in GST, or will be added from the question, because your word answer comes from the word question. So just finding 10%. Divide by 10 is fine to find 10%. People who came in late, just make sure you jot this down, please. The next type of question, a washing machine's price is $990. If they don't explicitly say this includes GST, either look at the question, what is the amount of GST included? The usual default, if they don't explicitly say including GST, is that the GST is already included in a price, because in Australia a price does generally get quoted including GST. So what is the amount of GST included? This is where we've got to do our little rearranging type of question, that this is 110%. I want to find 10%. Now in the same way, I showed you the long way around yesterday. We divide by 110 and times by 100. That's effectively just dividing by 1.1. I am fine with your GST being just divide by 1.1. So, because my price, as I said yesterday, is 100% of the price plus the 10% of GST. So this amount is 110%. I want to find out what 100% was for the price without GST, and then what that GST was. So if I wanted, I can divide by 110 and times by 100 to find 100%. That does just get a little bit annoying. So instead, we can divide by 1.1 to get the amount of GST. So the GST added in that was 990 divided by 1.1. Sorry, that is the price without GST. I put the questions in the wrong order. $990 divided by 1.1. Doesn't help that I rearranged them. So 990 divided by 1.1 is 900, which gives me a clue that this definitely wasn't the amount of GST added. Word answer, $900 without GST. And then, of course, what is the amount of GST included? Was just the difference between my whole price and my price without GST. $990 minus $900 equals $90 of GST. If you don't like remembering to divide by 1.1, you can divide by 110 to get 1%, times by 100% to get the full original amount.